Should we bring us in? Are we live?
It's live.
Oh, welcome to the Paul Farrington Show. Jack Weinberger joined by Paul Farrington himself and Robert Ziggy Ziegler up in Boston. Yeah, real depressing, Paul. I'll let you
Well,
be the pilot again here.
Depressing for the Packers. I actually, Ziggy, watching that game. So Ziggy, you're in California right now, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad. What part? L.A.?
Something like that. I'm an undisclosed location.
So I mean,
Smart.
as everyone knows on this channel, Ziggy and I are big Vikings fans, and Jack is a big Steelers fan. But if you're familiar with the history of our show, we picked up a really big Packer following. We have a lot of Lions fans who listen to, a lot of Bears fans. One of those fan bases, the Chicago Bears, are really happy today. And we're going to get into all of the Bears and Lions games in a little bit. So it makes for kind of a weird show when, like, you know, the Packers have a loss like this one. I celebrate Packers losses, but you know, today didn't really feel like a one to come on where we're like, you know, happy that Green Bay lost the game, because the fashion that Green Bay lost was truly unfathomable.
You look at
Well,
the bigger
I have to
pieces.
say, we owe the city of Green Bay and every Packers fan an apology. Because today, Paul, I know you didn't want me saying this on air, but it's true. You and I were celebrating when the Packers were doing well. It's like they're beating up on the Broncos. They're beating up on Sean Payton, who neither of us really like.
Yeah.
It's good for the channel. Like, we were enjoying it. And once you and I started cheering for the Packers, even just a little bit, we brought all that Minnesota Vikings curse with us. Because today was a Minnesota Vikings day. You're up 9. You have some optimism, right? We're going to go in Denver and beat a really good team. And then it's a whore. Jordan Love interception. Another Jordan Love interception off Dontavian Wicks. Micah Parsons tears his ACL. Zach Tom is out with an injury. Christian Watson is going to the hospital with a chest injury. Jaden Reed gets hurt near the end of the game. Like, this was just a Minnesota Vikings-esque disaster class from the Green Bay Packers, where somehow losing a game that you probably should have won doesn't even feel that bad because everything else was so much worse.
Well, that's the thing, too. It's like we can talk about a 9-point blown lead, but at the end of the day, you lost probably on the road at the best team in the AFC. Okay. But it's Micah Parsons. It's Christian Watson. It's the much bigger picture. And then blowing a lead and losing also doesn't help. But if Micah Parsons is healthy, if Watson's healthy, if Reed's healthy, it is what it is. But it's the fact that it's the fact that you lose probably. I don't want to say Parsons for most likely the year. Did he tear? I don't know what he has.
I don't know if it's official, but
it didn't look
seems
good.
like an ACL.
It didn't look good.
Everybody has said it's an ACL tear. Green Bay has been telling reporters, we just can't be sure because the Broncos don't have an MRI for us to use. Everyone knows his knee's blown up and the season's over.
I mean, that's the Packers MVP, and he's now. That's it.
Yeah,
that's
it
what's
was
upsetting.
I put out a tweet right when they got the ball back. I put out a tweet that said, if everything stands as is right now, with the Colts being the Seahawks, the Lions were up, I believe, double digits on the Rams at the time, and Green Bay was up 9, 12 minutes left. You know, third quarter really just started, but it looked like they were about to put a pounding on Denver. It's like the Packers are going to be the 1 seed. And I was starting to get into this whole, like, oh my God, like, are we really going to do, you know, the 2023 act of, is this team actually going to go on a Super Bowl run here? And you're right, Ziggy. From the moment that they threw that deep bomb to Watson, which I've seen some people have been angry about that play call. You know, you go for the kill shot. I personally wouldn't have done it, but you can't. You know,
Well, we've been sitting here all year saying LaFleur's been too conservative, and I don't mind the play call. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, and from the moment that happened, you see Watson on the ground. It's like, oh, geez, are you kidding me? You don't feel bad for Christian Watson, the guy who's come back. He's been so good. We don't know the extent of the injury, but then. It wasn't just like, you know, it wasn't just the unbelievable Surtain pick. It wasn't just the Watson injury. It was allowing Denver to score 3 straight touchdowns, you know, not tackling, dropping. McKinney dropped the interception, which, you know, the Packers were still winning. It was 23-21 at the time, and McKinney drops what should have been a pick. That's the drive Parsons tears his ACL. It's like everything started to sort of spiral out of control. And now here you are, you know, you lose the game. But as everyone clearly in the comment section is saying, the feeling is just so much worse when you have an injury or injuries like you have in this game. You start to say, like, are you kidding me? Like, why is this happening? Season's over. I'm not sure I'm quite there yet. Now, this is, of course, I know Packers fans the world's on fire. As a neutral party on it, or somewhat neutral, more neutral than a Packers fan, I don't think this actually ends their season. It's clearly
I don't think it does either.
It's clearly a massive, massive loss. But there's one injury that ends your year. I won't say it for the sake of jinxing it. Everyone knows what it is.
So sure, but if you were to ask me to list 2 through 5 players you don't want to injure on the Green Bay Packers from the start of the year, right? Knowing everything we know now, it would be Tucker Kraft, Christian Watson, Micah Parsons, and Zach Tom. And all 4 of those guys are seriously hurt.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying it's good, but what I am saying is I still expect them to go into, well, I'll have to reevaluate it, but they go into Chicago next week with an opportunity to take back the division lead. Now, the 1 seed seems to be basically out of reach here.
No, but it's hard to be confident. I know we'll get to this game a little bit later, but for the first time all season, really, the Chicago Bears took a team that they should have beaten and obliterated them. Caleb Williams had maybe his best game of the year. The defense played lights out. Like, the Bears played their best game of the season, and they get to host the Packers at Soldier Field, a team that's clearly reeling. This is a great spot for Chicago to wrap up the division next week.
They made us look foolish, the Bears, this week, Ziggy, picking the Browns.
Jack, I'll just say this might be the worst week of Ziggy predictions ever, and I should have known after the Kyle Pitts Zigger Zag that like this wasn't going to be a good week for me predicting things.
It happened.
I said the Lions were going to win in LA. Didn't happen. I said the Packers were going to win. It didn't happen. I said the Browns were going to win. It didn't happen. Like, the only thing I got right was Phillip Rivers didn't win the game for the Colts, and he looked okay too.
Yeah, like, probably should have won the game.
I guess it's official here. It looks, people are saying Schefter reported Parsons tore his ACL.
Yeah, it's, again, I think the Packers are going to wait on the MRI to announce it, but everybody in the building knows it's out. And just to see the pulse of this fan base, we put out polls after basically every game who's going to win the NFC North. Chicago leads Green Bay by a substantial amount in our channel's poll, which is unimaginable for the Paul Farrington show.
It is crazy. And like, having been a football fan for 20-something years, like, how nuts like a flip of a switch things can change. Like, you have you have Jordan Love throwing fadeaways off his back foot, beauties to the sideline to
Jordan was unbelievable in the first half.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And talks to the number 1 seed. And now it's like an hour later, you're the 6th seed going on the road to Chicago, who looked amazing today.
When they came out and scored a touchdown to start the second half to go up 9, I think I messaged you guys. It's just like, it's a picture perfect day for the Packers right now. Yeah. Like, they looked awesome. And you were just thinking, all right, Jaden Reed's back making plays. It was as good as it could be. And yeah, you're right, Jack. When you just run through like the second half drive charts, I mean, it was truly unbelievable. Even the defense just collapsing the way it did. I saw someone said, Paul, we're like, bad take on the Packers still being alive with all the injuries.
Well, you know what Green Bay Packers team people said was dead and had no chance to win a Super Bowl after they had a bunch of injuries and had to go on the road? The 2009 Packers.
Yeah.
I also
like they have, again, you can't project that they're going to win the Super Bowl because of this, but Green Bay has survived stuff like this before. It's just having it all happen at once in a game that felt like a must win to win the division and get the 1 seed. Ugh.
Yeah, I just hope that this doesn't completely take wind out of Packers fans' sails, which it will, probably a lot of them.
Oh, I get it. I would totally have it.
Yeah, I get it too. I get it too. But like, Jordan Love is there. And as long as he's there, they could beat whoever they play on any given day. Like, if the Steelers lose TJ Watt, that's a nightmare. A lot of the time, if teams lose players like this, it's curtains. But Green Bay, it's not. It's very, very heartbreaking and disappointing. But I wouldn't let it take the wind totally out of my sails.
The defense does take a monumental step back.
Of course. Yeah. But I still believe that Green Bay in the NFC playoffs, though it's going to be very, very hard, could beat on the right day anybody they play.
The problem, though, is, we've been sitting around Green Bay saying, here's what we said going into this week. We said Christian Watson and Micah Parsons are about the only players you can count on. Besides Jordan Love, we need other people to step up on the offensive line and the defense.
Yeah.
Well, now you don't have anybody to count on. Like, especially if this Jaden Reed injury, we don't know how bad it is yet. It just happened. But if this Jaden Reed injury caused them to miss any time, like, what, you can rely on Dontavian Wicks, who forced the game-ending interception? Are you going to rely
Dobbs
on
has been
Rashawn
good.
Gary and whoever else who have disappointed all year? And I'm not saying this to go after those guys in particular. It's just like, who on Green Bay can you be confident is going to step up at this point?
Dobbs has been good.
Yeah,
It's
but I
like
mean, we've
he's been-
seen the Packers with Romeo Dobbs and no one else.
Oh,
in
they
that
got to
offense.
hope Golden.
Hasn't been
I mean, you've reached the point in the year now where you're hoping for people to take unexpected leaps, and it would be Golden. It's Gary. You know, it's a bunch of people that you were hoping would do that earlier in the year and didn't. It's possible, but unlikely. Like that's the situation you're in if you're a Packers
thought
fan.
that Golden looked pretty promising today.
Oh,
he had
he had a big
he had
catch there at the
few
end.
Good grabs, yeah.
Yeah, I think you look at the Packers right now, and assuming you go into Chicago and you beat Chicago, you have a chance, a decent chance of winning the division, still hosting a game. That's what it comes down to. You got to go into Chicago, beat the Bears. The Bears still have the 49ers on their schedule in San Francisco, right? They still have the Lions left on their schedule. So I still think
the Packers can still go 3-0 if they're scheduled.
I think the Packers can still win the division. I actually think I would still pick them to win the division. But the ceiling of where we were a week ago saying, oh, geez, this could be a Super Bowl team, clearly took a big hit. Don't feel comfortable playing Seattle or LA. Or really, a lot of good offenses in the NFC without Micah. So everyone can sit here and be upset. I totally get it for the Packers fans in the chat. But it's you're not dead. It's just very, very sad for you. I don't blame you at all. Like, you can be as sad as you want. Ziggy, we got it looking good today, Ziggy.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's been looking good today.
I mean, what else is new? Ziggy always.
Yeah.
Looks, that's just that's saying.
How was California? Have you enjoyed your time there?
That's saying the sky's
Just
blue.
got in.
Yeah, it's I just got in. I've been watching these games, but I don't know. Honestly, maybe this is a sign that I'm starting to convert, but like, I feel the pain that Packers fans feel after this. And I think, Paul, this is just because you and I, as Vikings fans, if you're a Packers fan in the chat, feel free to ask us advice on how to handle stuff like this.
Yeah, this is a coping channel. This is what we do best.
And Paul and I, like, this is, if you're a Packers fan, you're wondering what it's like to be a Vikings fan. It's this, but every season.
Someone's here says, did the thing spiral, or did the Packers just get beat by the tougher, more physical, more resilient team? Yo, I mean, Bo was amazing today. You got to give.
This was the best game from that Denver Broncos team all year.
I think it can be a combination of both, though. Like, the Packers clearly spiraled, and you can't account for shock. Well, you could practice as much as you want. You could have situations, scenarios, and practice set up. When you have, three of your best players, four if you include Evan Williams, four of your best players go down, and the Broncos are converting these unbelievable third downs and fourth downs, I think the entire team is and you're in a hostile environment. You can't get ready for that. I think the Packers got punched in the face, and Denver took advantage of it.
Denver also is good.
Yeah, they're very good.
Denver is very good. The 12-2 now, top seed in the AFC. Like, going on the road to Denver and losing a football game isn't the end of the world.
But Bo is unreal.
Bo was awesome. Probably the best game of the season so far for him. And for Denver as a team.
It's the best game of his entire career.
Yeah. Like, Denver scored 34, probably their best game as a team this year as well. Like, it's not a big deal to go into Denver and lose a football game, even if you're up by 9. It's what happened outside of that.
Yeah, it's like when Kraft got hurt. What game did Kraft get hurt? Is that Carolina?
Yeah.
And I remember all the if I'm correct, I thought it was Carolina. And I remember all the Packers fans like, it's the injury. It's not the loss. It's the injury. You're totally right.
I think if Green Bay were to eke this game out, it's awesome. I still think a lot of fans are upset that you lost Parsons for the year.
Yeah, it's the Micah injury for them.
I mean, that's awful.
But it's if they go beat Chicago, I think people will feel a lot better. You just need guys to step up. It's possible. People have done it before. I'm not trying to blow wind into the Packers' sails to make them feel better, but it's still possible. At least that's the third party observation here. But if Bo Nix shows up like that, the Broncos are actually probably the team to beat.
I don't think any AFC team's going in there to beating them.
Yeah, with the defense they have, and the Packers I thought the Packers offense played pretty well for most of the game. But that Bronco defense and that environment is nasty. And if Nix plays like that, you just got to tip your cap and be like, I would be so sick to my stomach if Sean Payton won the Super Bowl with this Bronco team.
You ready for a Broncos Steelers divisional round?
Oh, jeez.
4-1. Who wins that game?
I will say this: if you're Green Bay,
well, wait, Ziggy, I just want to say too, we're gonna get to the Lions and Bears. I see Bears fans like you guys push us aside.
Soon.
No.
This is the last thing I have to say about Green Bay is if there were any player that I wanted, if things started going wrong, if there were any player in the NFL who I could pick to like elevate my team, Josh Allen would probably be number one. Patrick Mahomes with a healthy ACL would probably be number two. But Jordan Love is up there in terms of players that when they turn it on, just look unbeatable on the field. This is why we're sitting here saying that the season isn't over for Green Bay and you can't lose hope. They have winnable games left to get the division. When Jordan Love plays his best football, he's as good as anyone in the NFL, and we've seen him completely take over. Now, you're asking a lot to ask him to do that from now all the way to the Super Bowl, but Jordan Love is the sort of player that can elevate a team like that. And the reason the Packers are paying him all this money is because they want to see him do it now.
Yeah, you think about the team. Obviously, there are just so many injuries. It's almost unbelievable. The team without Parsons coming into the year was a team that a lot of Packers fans thought could go far. Now you got to prove it. You know, those guys got to prove it, and we'll see. I'm sorry to everyone. I know you're all upset. Please don't take it out on us. We're sorry for you too. It sucks, but there's still 3 weeks left, and you know the people got to step up and play better. The Bears side of things, though, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Bears fans in here like, you guys never give us our flowers. Like, I don't know. I've been pretty pro-Bear. I know you guys are a little.
We just sat here and said this was the best game the Bears have played all year by a significant margin, that Caleb Williams had one of the best games of his career.
I haven't seen the Bears beat a team by... When was the last time the Bears beat a team by 30 points?
Oh, it's...
Were we born? I mean...
Today, 31-3. Now, Cleveland's not a good team. I don't think Cleveland's a good team, but... The Bears had a tough loss last week in Green Bay. I think one that a lot of Bears fans thought they could go in and win that game in Lambeau. But the way they lost, the fashion they lost, should have given a lot of people hope, because they played a tough game and they've been resilient all year long. Perfect bounce back. Like, you can't ask for a better way to bounce back. And in light of what happened in Denver today, and in light of what happened in LA with the Rams-Lions game, the Bears are back in contention for the 1 seed. They're right back there.
They're the current 2, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the 2 seed. They reclaimed the NFC North
with a home game next week.
Yeah, and so if you're a Bears fan, you're sitting back going, obviously no one wants to root for injuries, and I'm seeing some super chats. We'll get to it in a second. No one roots for injuries. It's wrong to do that. But the fact of the matter is that Green Bay is down a lot of really good players, and this is the best opportunity the Bears have had to go on a run in a really long time.
I've always said, I've preached this several times, is teams with aspirations to go far, like teams who believe that they are good enough to play in the final game of the season, are teams that do exactly what the Bears just did today. Like, when you go on the road to another good team, division rival, Lambeau Field, you play a good game and you lose close. It's all about how you come back that following week. Like, if you come back and you follow up a tough loss like that with another sluggish game or another loss, maybe you just aren't all that good. But to come home angry, hungry, and to win a game by 30 points, where Caleb has the best game of his career.
That throw, did you see the throw to DJ Moore's second touchdown today?
Yeah, look, Caleb Williams is starting to prove me wrong a little bit.
He can do just unbelievable things.
It's crazy though that we were seeing DJ Moore is dead weight headlines a week ago, and now he put out this performance. Like, on this Bears team, it was a great game for Luther Burden, but anyone on this Bears team can kill you when Caleb was throwing the ball sometimes, which is just crazy.
They're the 2 seed.
I'm seeing someone saying that this channel picked the Browns. I mean, maybe you guys picked the Browns. I want to be very clear.
Yeah, me and Z picked the Browns.
Yeah, I mean,
and look, I'll admit it. I was dead wrong. Chicago proved something significant to me today.
I was also dead wrong. I mean, the Bears must have watched the show and wanted to stick it to me.
Yeah, I'm not, not to make you guys feel worse. It was just a horrendous prediction. Like, the Bears were never. I told you the Bears were never going to lose that game.
Every prediction I made this week was horrendous.
It was a bad prediction.
yeah. But now that you watched Chicago today, and
I also was the only one who had Denver over Green Bay, though.
You did. Do you think this Bears ceiling has been raised for you, Ziggy? Like, their long season goals?
By long-term goals, you mean this season?
Yeah, I'm sorry. This year's long-term goals.
I mean, I will say this. I think it was raised today. Essie's like, part of it was they had a great game today. alone isn't enough to convince me that the Bears are really good, but this certainly helped, and they've played very well. Like since the Vikings game, really, I don't think the Vikings game was that good, but their 4 games since then, they've definitely shown that they're a better team than they started the year. And as much as I hate to say it, they're helped out a lot by the fact the division just got significantly more winnable. Like, would I pick them to go on the road and beat Philadelphia or the Rams? Now, people are going to say we already beat Philadelphia on the road, but probably not. But if you get to host a playoff game, the conference championship is very much in play for Chicago if they win this division and get the 2 seed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a 2, really, for me, is next week. You're playing Sunday Night Football with a division lead.
Saturday night. Saturday
Night Football with the division lead at home against the Packers. If you win that game and you're the division leader with 2 weeks left to go, one of those games being at home against the Lions, for me, it's like, F it, let's go in the Super Bowl.
Oh, 100%.
If you beat Green
100%.
Bay, if you beat Green Bay next Saturday night and 2 weeks left in the season, you're the number 2 seed. Let's go in the damn Super Bowl. 1,000%.
Going on the road and beating the Rams would be hard. But if they were if the playoffs ended today and they were the 2 seed, first they'd play Green Bay, right? So, or the Lions, right? Whichever of those teams ends up getting in. So, like, make it that what you will. It'll be one of those 2. Green Bay's reeling. The Lions aren't as good as they have been historically. And then you're probably going to play
historically.
Yeah,
like either the winner of either Eagles 49ers or Bucks Seahawks. Those are winnable games at home for Chicago.
If I think that forget at the Rams, but if the Bears were to beat Green Bay at home and close the season beating the Lions at home, that goes to show me right there that we're ready to go into the playoffs and beat whoever.
I'll say this right now. If Green Bay beats Green Bay, or if the Bears beat Green Bay next week, I'm picking the Bears to go to the conference championship.
Wow, that's a big turn.
Which is nuts. And this is how much, when I talk about the Packers' loss changing how I see the Bears, they played great today. But if you win the division, like, you can't tell me the Bears winning 2 in a row at home and going to the conference championship is impossible.
I actually don't like, if the Bears had 2 home games in Chicago and
that crowd is going to be
like, I don't think I'd pick against them there.
The crowd will be, and I know a lot of Packers fans will be at the Bears game next Saturday, but the juice you're going to get out of Chicago right now, it's going to be something that a lot of people I don't think have seen in their lifetime. And maybe not lifetime, but for the younger Bears fans, definitely. Like, this is the first time. Forget the Mitch Trubisky year, right? For in my lifetime, I think this is the most gassed up I can remember the Bears fan base. I don't remember 2006 all that well. I know obviously the defense was unbelievable. You go to the Super Bowl, you lose, but this is the first time I'm looking at Chicago going, oh, that team, they're not just really good for this. Like, they're set up well too. And I would be so pumped up if I were a Bears fan. This is the time. You have to win this game Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to.
You have to win this game. At home, Packers reeling, you have to win this game.
It's all set up for them to go and take what they think is theirs. All the Bears fans all year long have been saying, people are underrating us. We can actually win this division. And I think most media people like us, most other NFC North fans have been like, okay, just shut up. Like, go ahead, beat the Raiders, like, on your block kicks. Now this is your time to make everybody to eat those words. And you've already done that, by the way. You've already done that by beating Philly. You've done that with your 10-4. It's unbelievable. This is it. Like this is it.
Yeah, for Chicago, it is no longer, boy, it's unbelievable. We're playing so well. This is a great season. Let's wrap it up, guys. This is something special is happening in Chicago this year. And again, like, are the Bears going to go on a run? We can't know that. But if you win next week, a lot of my doubts are going to be resolved for Chicago.
Well, I'm just looking to.
You know what might feed the entire country?
What?
If we see Caleb Williams and Bo Nix, little USC Oregon rivalry in the Super Bowl. Could you imagine?
That would just be so bad. Like, this football season has just been horrible. It's a nightmare.
They just played in college 2 years ago.
I mean, there's a non-trivial chance it's Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold in the NFC Championship game. And in the AFC, you got Bo Nix just getting it done with Drake Maye, the quarterback the Vikings should have had.
A couple USC guys in the conference chip.
I can't do it with this football season anymore. Like, it's just between the Vikings, Notre Dame. I'm sure the Packers fans now agree with me. But here's just something to kind of show what we're talking about with Green Bay. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites in Chicago. The Green Bay's 2.5-point favorites in this game. So just to kind of, and then we'll talk about, the Bears should feel absolutely slighted by that. Like I would be, if I'm Ben Johnson, that's postered everywhere because Chicago should be favored right now, in my opinion. But what we're trying to tell the Packers fans earlier in the show about kind of like, this sucks, but take a step back, you can still be competitive. Everyone agree, or most of us agree that the Bears are a very good football team. They're the number 2 seed in the NFC right now, and you're still favored on the road. Like that's what we're like. Vegas still thinks Green Bay is a very good football team. How much did their odds drop, you think, to go?
They did just beat Chicago.
Honestly, the Packers said what they were 6.5 point favorites home, so they would have been 5 point favorites in Green Bay. Call it 5.5. So it dropped 3 points.
Green Bay right now, with the Parsons injury, is 7th in odds to go to the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl still.
Because they have Jordan Love.
They're behind the Rams.
This isn't an issue. People are saying the line's going to get moved. They set the line knowing all these injuries. It's not a surprise to Vegas that Micah Parsons is hurt.
Sorry, they're tied for 5th. They're tied with Philly and Houston. Houston's run is just the Texans are coming on so
But
strong.
that should give Bears fans some optimism too. What that's saying is the NFL is wide open this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Bears are still plus 3,500. They're behind Detroit still.
I also think a lot of it is crazy. Just like so much of it when they make these lines is like based on public perception. Like people will still think the Packers being the Packers are better than the Bears.
Money is going to flood on Chicago for this line. Vegas has to be very confident that Green Bay is better than Chicago if they're setting this line.
Yeah, I mean, Bears fans are going to go crazy.
I guarantee you right now, with like the Bears coming off a 31-3 victory and the Packers having 4 of their top 5 players out for injury, public money is going to flood to Chicago.
I feel like most people are taking Green Bay. I feel like most people even know about the injuries. Like seriously.
Oh, you mean most people? Like
yes. Like I think most people who walk into a sports book are saying, "Oh, Green Bay's -2 against the Bears." Like
I
seriously,
think people know about these injuries. A prime time injury to Micah Parsons. You're going to hear about.
You'd be very surprised, Ziggy. I think you'd be very surprised.
Maybe so, but I will say. So we talked about Chicago. We've talked about Green Bay. I do want to hit this Lions game a little bit. Because this was an incredible effort from Detroit that unfortunately came up. Like they had a big lead. They blew it. They almost came back. Jared Goff was everything I think we want him to be this game for the most part. But this is a devastating loss for Detroit and what should have been a very winnable game.
Well, it's a devastating loss, but it's still
it's devastating because they need to win every game, not because losing to the Rams in LA is a disaster.
No, and they still need to win. Like they need to win out at this point, and they have Pittsburgh at home, at Minnesota, at Chicago.
That's 3 losses right there.
I like looking at that right now. Let's assume they beat Pittsburgh at home. Let's assume they beat the Vikings in Minnesota, which I know they lost to us the first time when they were in Detroit.
They're going to demolish us in Minnesota.
But if you're a Detroit fan,
that line is going to be Lions -14.5, and it's going to be on Zigger's ad.
What the Lions are,
the JJ McCarthy under.
What the Lions are right now is a Bears loss to the 49ers or Packers away from controlling their own destiny again because they play Chicago at the end of the year in Chicago. So the scenarios are, I mean, there are just so many different ways this can work out still in the NFC, particularly in the NFC North, that we're going to learn a lot from the Packers-Bears game. That game, and it's fun, Saturday night, that's going to be a blast. But that game will dictate a lot of what teams need to do and who's truly in contention for what. Bears win, and all of a sudden the 1 seed's kind of on the table. Packers win, they're back in control of the North. And the Bears are suddenly kind of on the fritz for even making the playoffs. So they have 2 games against the 49ers and Lions to get in. So it's going to be exciting. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Well, before today, I might be wrong, but was Detroit on the outside looking in?
Well, Detroit is. They're still.
Are they still like, what are they, the 8?
They're 8. Yeah,
they're the 8 seed
Detroit's
right behind
8 and
Green
6,
Bay.
and they're a game and a half out.
Jeez.
It's nuts. No, it's just crazy. And the Packers were a win today from battling for the 1 seed, and now they're the 7.
So good.
If you're a Lions fan, you desperately need Green Bay to win next week.
So good old Aaron Rodgers can put a real dent in the Lions' playoff chances next week.
Yeah.
Heard that before.
If the Lions lose next week, they're basically cooked.
I could not believe, someone left a comment here, I could not believe the Parkinson touchdown call in the Lions-Rams game today. That was just one of the worst calls I think I've seen all season long. I don't know if you guys caught it. I know, Ziggy, you're at home with family.
No, I got to see that call.
But at that point in time, I believe it was still 24-20. Detroit was winning. And Parkinson makes a catch that doesn't even look like a catch. Now, I had the quad box up and it wasn't gigantic, but it didn't look like a catch to me. And then even if you rule it a catch, it was about as clear as day down on the 1 yard line. And guys, let me know in the chat if I'm missing something. Maybe I didn't see it. I could not believe when they said call stands. And clearly, I still think the Rams probably get in, assuming he caught the ball if you're on the 1 yard line. But that was as bad as it's been all year long. And it gave the Rams the lead. And from that point on, they never looked back. Like the Lions offense, and it was a kind of game where the Lions had back-to-back punts, and that was enough to really doom them.
And the Lions, too, Stafford has played the Lions, twice now and hasn't beaten them before today?
Yeah, they'd lost twice.
I played this little monkey off his back. I thought the Lions, when Hutchinson picked off the ball in the first drive, then the first play from scrimmage was a bullet to Amon-Ra St. Brown in the end. So I'm like, the Lions are here to make a statement.
They were up 24-14.
This is the Detroit Lions. Yeah, I thought the Lions had the game won up by 10.
And then the Rams just came out on fire to start the third quarter, and the game fell over from there.
I mean, Puka and Kyron are something else.
Oh,
Puka is just unbelievable.
No, they're a machine.
200 yards?
He had nine catches for 181 yards. He's crazy.
Like
and Kyron's great too.
These guys really look near impossible to be able to beat.
Well, it's Thursday. They go into Seattle.
I know.
For the 1 seed, basically. I mean, you have to assume the winner of that is in the driver's seat to host the NFC playoffs.
You know what's funny? I was saying before, it's like, could you imagine if we get a Rams on the road at Panthers playoff matchup? And then I forgot the Panthers actually beat them the first time they played.
Well, the Panthers are the weirdest. Yeah, the Panthers, they beat the Packers. They beat the Rams.
Did they win today, the Panthers?
You just have no idea.
Or did they lose to the Saints?
Their final score was 2017 Saints.
Oh.
So it's like
the Panthers win the division.
No, it's just well, the Panthers, we've said it. We don't think the Panthers are good, but they're the weirdest team in the world. Bucks fans are sitting
I just
here.
have to say, this season I've been an NFC South savant. Like I said, the Saints and the Bucks were terrible all year. The Saints didn't win any games, and then I predicted them beating the Bucks and the Panthers. And everyone's like, "You're crazy, Ziggy. The Saints can't possibly win 2 in a row." I am to the NFC South what Jack is to the AFC North. We're opposites, you and I, and that's why it works here.
Opposites attract. Should we make shirts with Ziggy's face? It says NFC South Savant.
You got to think that if you're
prediction, unless it's Kyle Pitts, I can't get the Kyle Pitts predictions right.
Oh, the worst
other
prediction
than that,
ever.
I know the NFC South inside out.
You have to think that Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans are sitting back right now, just like, how the hell are we in first place?
Should have listened to Ziggy.
Haven't the Bucks? Let me just.
I mean, they've been horrendous, haven't they? Last 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, they've been horrible. I'm trying to see how many they've lost. So the Bucks have lost 5 of their last 6 and are still in first place. I mean, that's just unreal.
That's some Pittsburgh Steelers level stuff right there.
Although
they
play
taking a page out of our book.
Kind of a weird schedule, but they play the Panthers 2 of the final 3 games of the year.
Yeah, the Panthers losing this game is actually totally irrelevant, really.
Well,
they just need to beat the Bucks twice in their end.
I'd also imagine the Bucks will probably beat the Panthers twice.
Well, I don't know. You just don't know who's going to show up at Carolina.
The Bucks will just lost to the Falcons at home and the Saints at home.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you guys had, life on the line here, and this is where people in the chat are probably going to start getting mad about how we answer things. How are you predicting the rest of the NFC North goes right now?
Well, I think Chicago's going to get Green Bay in Soldier Field.
So you think, okay.
I think they'll beat the Lions in Soldier Field.
What do you think? What do you think they do in San Francisco and then hosting Detroit?
Well, I think they're going to lose. Oh, I said before they were in LA. They're in San Fran, right? That's my fault. I think they'll lose in San Fran. I think they'll win 2 of the final 3, though, at home against the Packers and the Lions.
Oh, you think they'll beat Detroit at home?
And that wins the division, doesn't it?
Yes, that would win the division, certainly.
Chicago got crushed in Detroit week 2, did they not, right? They lost close in Green Bay. I think they get both those guys back and probably wind up with the 2 seed in the NFC.
Wow. Do you agree, Ziggy? Do you think the Bears are going to do that?
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
the Green Bay Packers win the division. The Bears get second and make it into the playoffs. The Lions miss.
Okay, so you think the Bears will beat Detroit in that final game?
I think the Bears will be able to beat Detroit to get into the playoffs. I think Green Bay is going to get it done. I know some people think the Lions can go 3-0, and they could. There's no possibility in this division except the Lions winning that would truly shock me at this point. Well, Minnesota winning would shock me, but for a different reason.
The Vikings were officially eliminated today, unfortunately.
If the Vikings, after being mathematically ruled out, win the division, good for them, man.
It lasted a long time. Longer than I thought.
Oh, and how much? It sucked to see Mahomes tear his ACL too. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Mahomes goes down late in the game. I mean, the Chiefs, they were in trouble anyway. Maybe they were threatening to tie it, but clearly something just hasn't been the same in Kansas City this year.
I just flip-flop what you were saying. I think the Lions do miss as well. I think the Bears win the division and Packers get like the 6th seed or something like that. That's what I think happens.
And then Jack, you were on New England today, right? You said,
yeah, that's my bet of the year.
21-0.
Yeah.
Did you see the Dave Portnoy's out here making videos like, we own this division?
I mean, what went through my mind is you're the number 1 seed in the AFC. Like, you're playing awesome, MVP candidate in Drake Maye. You beat this team on the road. Now you come home and you're a dog. That's bulletin board material. You have Stephon Diggs out here saying, good, we don't care. I'm like, yeah, the Pats are going to blow this team out. And up 21-0. How on earth do you blow that?
When they were up 21-0, I looked over. My dad went, am I crazy? He said, am I crazy for thinking Buffalo's still going to win this game? I said, yeah, you're a lunatic. Like, they're going to get both ways.
I think the Pats are better than Buffalo. How do you blow a 21 lead? It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, Josh Allen just turned into Superman.
Nobody blows a lead at home to anybody.
Is Josh Allen, did he, as far as odds go, he's got to be back in the MVP race? I mean, I'm assuming that Stafford is number 1 right now, but Josh Allen probably entered into the mix again. Hold on, let me see if
I think Josh Allen was too far out, but it's a narrative award, right? Beating someone head to head for some reason means you automatically get to be MVP. Lamar Jackson found this out.
Josh Allen's plus 550. He's third.
This is so stupid.
He's third. Second is Drake Maye at plus 400, and Stafford still minus 300. But
hold on, but Jordan Love's not on this list, right?
No, I don't know where
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, no, they're probably not giving him odds. They're probably waiting to give him
Love's
odds.
plus 5,000 right now. He's so distant.
See, this is so dumb, right? The Packers lose 1 game and Josh Allen wins 1 game, and their odds just transform. Like the MVP is the last 4 weeks of the season narrative award. It's such an obnoxious award.
Is that true? My dad just walked downstairs and said, "Are you kidding me? First pass of the game, McCarthy was intercepted." Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Are you
what did I tell you I was gonna do on Zigger Zag?
You gotta be kidding me, man. Did you see that? It's batted at the line, juggled around. Watch this, and then caught by a defensive lineman. Hold on, I'm sorry. I have to watch this one more time. I understand we're live and it's not the best theater. It's just a shit show.
I don't know how you still watch that.
I don't know how I can watch.
Like when we're out, I don't watch my team anymore.
Look, at least all these Packers fans here who are super upset and reasonably so. Like you are in such a better position than us. like it doesn't get worse than us here. Buffalo's still not in great position with the AFC East. The Patriots just need to win against the Dolphins and the Jets to close it up. Their game next week really doesn't even matter much in that regard. So it's looking right now though like Denver will be hosting the playoffs.
God, we're gonna see Buffalo in the first round.
Crazy. You're gonna have Denver hosting the playoffs. You're gonna have New England in all likelihood as the 2 seed here, unless it's the Jaguars, right? The Jaguars of all teams can find a way to catch them, who are the 3 right now. And then you guys need to take care of business and you be the 4.
Like, you've got to be kidding me.
What?
I'm sorry. I know the Cowboys just converted a fake field goal on 4th down.
Yeah, it's just you can't.
I don't even know what to say, man.
Yeah,
are you guys worse than the Jets?
No, we're not worse than the Jets. But one last thing, because then we'll wrap it up here.
We'll get to super chats, then we'll wrap it up.
Yes. If the season ended today, how many of the home teams would you pick in the AFC, or really just home teams right now? To win their playoff game. You would have Houston at New England.
I'd pick the Pats.
I'm taking the Patriots.
I
think Houston's.
I'd probably go New England, but you could talk me into Houston the way they're playing. Buffalo at Jacksonville. I think I take Buffalo.
I'm feeling Duval.
I think I take Jacksonville.
Oh, you gotta take you take Buffalo.
Jackson played so
Jacksonville's good.
If your life depended on it, you would take the Bills over the Jaguars.
I'm taking Jacksonville.
And then the Chargers at the Steelers.
Taking all the home teams. The Steelers.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah, taking all the home teams.
I think I take the Steelers, but it's close. It's close. It's a weird situation where you have a lot of the road teams like I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of people pick the road teams there.
You know, it will be actually nice if Buffalo wins out as a 6 seed and we're the 4 and get to host the Chip in Acrisure.
Who's Fruit Loop? Is someone pissing people off in the chat? I haven't.
Let's get to the super chat.
All right, let's do the super chats. We'll wrap this up here.
Oh yeah, Fruit Loop's getting banned. Don't worry about it.
What did he say?
Fruit Loop's getting banned. I don't want to repeat what Fruit Loop is saying on the air.
Oh, okay. Mirko says,
"Where's Applejack?"
Chiefs are eliminated from playoff contention. Ziggy be like, record doesn't matter. I will put them at number 3 in the power rankings. Love your show.
No, they probably dropped to what, 5 or 6 now, Ziggy, in your ranking?
They have to be off the board without Mahomes.
They weren't in the power rankings last week. What more do you guys want from me?
Without Mahomes, they cannot.
They probably drop into the bottom 5.
Demise, 1, I see one person to blame, Jordan, for this loss. 2, I hate everything. 3, Mile High, ? Yeah.
Oh, no. Hold on. You misread what he said in 1. He said, if I see one person blame Jordan for this loss, I swear to God.
Go.
Sorry.
Don't
blame Jordan.
That makes sense.
My bad.
I was going to say,
totally right.
You completely misread his message.
I'm very sorry.
Expressed the proposition he was condemning.
I'm sorry, Demise. I completely agree with you. You can't blame Love for it was the shock factor. Defense fell apart. 2, I hate everything. Fair enough. 3, Mile High. Yeah, Mile High, MetLife, FML. Hang in there, Demise. Jake Adams, as a Packers fan, the game went so bad I had to break out my emergency ice cream. It was
that
one of
helps.
the worst halves I've ever seen a team have. And it wasn't, not just the play, like the injuries. It was one of the most unlucky halves of football I've ever seen. And I'm a Viking
By
fan.
the way, real quick, you hear what Travis Etienne said about Trevor Lawrence?
No, what?
He's like, I won a national championship with this guy, and I've never seen him play this well.
He's on fire.
And the Jags might go to the Super Bowl.
Quasar says, I'm going to be the positive guy because I can't be sad anymore. The next games are winnable. I still believe that if Love can be the third straight QB, then we can do this. Rodgers did it with less. Cope. I agree with you. Right now, when you look at the situation, most Packers fans are going to be quitting on the season, and I think that's wrong. But you can't argue with people who are emotionally distraught. And I think you just need a couple days here, and you'll see that, you could still go on a run. It just gets a lot harder, clearly. MP bear down. Somebody tell Ed Sheeran over there to bear down. I think he's talking about you, Ziggy.
A, I don't really see it. B, I don't know what more Bears fans want me to say other than they have their best game of the season if they win next week. I have them going to the conference championship.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty nice compliment. Sideless says, prayers for Micah. Boy, what a rough day. Good thing the Lions have a first-round pick. Enjoy your wild card, Green Bay. Micah was so good. Yeah, he was having a defensive player of the year caliber.
This is a terrible... He was not having defensive player of the year level.
I mean, Myles Garrett's going to win it. Yes, I know. But he was he was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was having a defensive player of the year in a bad year.
Sure. Redacted says, Ziggy and Paul root for the Packers and we lose several key players. With all due respect, don't root for us again. And now Jack is my favorite. Yeah, it does seem like whenever we pull for you, things just go horrendously wrong.
I also feel like deep down inside, I've probably always been his favorite. But now this is an excuse to him to publicly say it.
Yeah, I'd agree. Silas again, black and blue division. Packers about to go back to the dark ages. You've had it too good for too long.
The dark ages.
Look, as a Lions fan, I just warn you. I don't know if you're new to this or not. The Packers don't go back to the dark ages.
No, they won't. I mean, look,
the skies are blue in Green Bay still.
Even if it implodes this year, everyone will be back next year, and the Packers are going to be a top 5 Super Bowl team. Alex says, Tom's injury is worse, in my opinion. D has shown they can play without Parsons, but the line was ass without Tom, and Kraft is already out and can't help cover.
I mean, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say.
I think Parsons.
It's terrible that that's not a crazy thing to say, that you can say our almost defensive player of the year level edge rusher got injured, and that might not be the worst injury of the game. It's
I think Parsons is worse, but yeah, you're right. It's horrible. And last one, Justin says, LaFleur caused the beginning of the end. Up 9, the kill shot was an 8-minute scoring drive, not the bomb. No feel for the game at all. So
he's saying just take some time off the clock at that point?
He's saying you're in complete control. The crowd's out of it. You're up 9. Just run your normal offense. Right. Jacobs is having a nice game. Don't go crazy. There's no need to take the bomb. I agree with you. Like, I personally wouldn't have thrown the bomb there, but you have to be able to see. You got Christian Watson one-on-one. You're hoping the worst case scenario is an overthrow, incomplete pass. You're back, right? You can't prepare for the crazy, unbelievable, Patrick Surtain.
And it's not like you're up 20. If you think you can get a touchdown on that play, that's what you should do.
And that's what they did against the Lions? They took the kill shot and Watson's in the end zone, and you're feeling great on Thanksgiving.
I also think that I'm with him, though.
I agree with you, yes.
I think that if you're playing at home with your crowd behind you and you're up by 9 with the ball, go for the kill. But like being on the road against a loud atmosphere, when the crowd is out of it, there's nothing more depleting than when the opposing team has the ball and is going on a long drive. Like, it is a nightmare.
If the Packers go on like a 6 or 7 minute scoring drive,
that's the game.
And they're up 16 with 5 minutes left in the third, it's over. But look, I mean, there's so many what ifs you can play. Like,
yeah, well, of course, if they can just run the ball for 7 minutes and get a touchdown, they should do that. But you take a touchdown when you can get it.
No, I don't hate. I don't think I hate.
I missed a big chat that just didn't pop up until now. From Richard Wirtz, and thank you, Richard. $50 donation is way too generous, but we really appreciate that. It's sad seeing people cheer the injuries. The Packers can compete, but it will be much more difficult to win now. Cheers, everyone, and I hope all teams, even the NFC North rivals, stay healthier than us. Yeah, you can't. I mean, it's
a good comment.
It's sad. I don't know. I haven't seen. I don't know in the comment in the chat right now or on Twitter. I'm sure that there are people who are cheering the injuries, and that's horrible. No one wants to see these guys get hurt, and especially the guys who got hurt today, right? Micah, MVP caliber dude. I see again just blowing it out of proportions. But seriously, one of the best players in the league.
Micah Parsons, gold jacket already.
Possibly. Mahomes is a guy that a lot of people in the league don't like. But these are dudes, right? No one wants to see him get hurt. These are the best players in the league, too. Devontae Adams got hurt bad. Watson, you just feel for him with the stories he had. It's really sad to see. I think we had another super chat come in.
One more from D-Mize. Oh no, Packers dark ages. Oh, look at all these MVPs we won. What will I ever do?
Yeah,
I'll just say though, if you're a Packers fan, 2 of those MVPs came in years where your team was totally irrelevant. So like the NFL is not about MVPs; it's about Super Bowls. And there's no questioning that today was a huge blow to the Super Bowl odds this year and potentially next year. Right? There's no guarantee that all these guys with their torn ACLs in like mid-December are back for week 1. Like, this really sucks.
This week is going to be difficult for a lot of Packers fans. But if they go on the road to beat Chicago next week, regain the NFC North lead,
2 seed, right?
Yes, then things will the difference a week can make is substantial.
Will they be the 2 or will they be the 3? Phillies?
They'd be the 2.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Philly. Does Philly have 5 losses?
I thought they had 4.
I don't think Philly's that good.
Philly's 9-5. So yeah, so if you beat Chicago, you'd be the 2.
Chicago, you're the 2. We get the division lead
the
back.
Packers and Bears are switching between being the 2 and 7 seed. It's like pretty funny, just how that's working right now with the North. And one more thing, I forgot to read this during our mailbag last week. Max says, philosophy question for Ziggy. So maybe this is a good way to
perfectly timed for every Packers fan.
Yeah, maybe this is a good way to close this. Marcus Aurelius, considered to be one of the wisest Roman emperors, said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Analyzing this quote, do you think Paul should switch to be a Packers fan or accept that the Vikings will never win a Super Bowl? Keep up the great work.
Like, all I'm going to say is if you think that you should be indifferent towards external goods, as Marcus Aurelius did, you shouldn't care about any team. There's no point being a fan.
But another thing is, you recover from the Micah injury here. You just revoke that misery and let's focus. I guess I'm changing the words of Marcus Aurelius a little bit, but change your viewpoint to let's go, rally.
Stoicism is stupid. It's a materialist philosophy. You're right that external goods are things you should be indifferent towards, but only because there's one good that's way better than all of those.
No, I have not seen that the Vikings eliminate graphic was put up online, but I just know, it's already a disaster in Dallas. So, all right, we'll wrap it up there. Fun little show there. Sorry to all the Green Bay and Detroit fans today. Those are tough losses. Sorry about the injuries to the Packers fans. Those injuries sucked. Bears fans, I mean, don't talk now, but it's looking pretty good. Yeah, looking pretty good. Just don't, this year is one where you want to be careful to celebrate too early. But you have your opportunity.
Remember, you are the Bears.
And, I'm sure we have fans of other teams as well who tune in and listen to the show. So if you do tune in to the show and you're not an NFC North fan, please leave a comment, and we'll shout out your team a little bit more. Damn, I wish Philip Rivers had won today. That would have been really nice.
Play well,
but
that would have made me mad. We'll talk about that in our next show.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. We'll see you guys later this week. Enjoy the Sunday Night Football game, and honestly, if you have anything better to do, enjoy like Christmas movies with your family or something. Like you don't need to watch.
Everyone's got something better to do than watch the Vikings play. Man.
All right, see you later. All right, end the stream.
I won't watch a second of that game.
Let me just go in and I mean.